Hello and welcome to the second guide to our serie. Today we'll talk about something very important and also specific to patch 2.02, the stances. With 2.02 were introduced new stats changes to the stances. Here are the exact changes that the stances do to your troops. That it be monsters, swordsmen, pikes, heroes, they are all here. You can see that by putting the mouse cursor on the stance icon. You'll then see all the stats and informations about them here. With this, I could leave the guide like that, but to give you ideas, let's show some examples. Before showing example, I would recommend using the shortcuts for the stances, for it is very handy and much faster than selecting them with the mouse. You can also check all the stats on those pictures. The shortcuts are F for battle stance, G for all ground stance, D for aggressive stance. An important understanding to get is, of course, to use the stances to your situation advantage. It is crucial to implement stances in your strategy, for they can be decisive, make you gain time, deal more damage, and why not both? A common strategy is a mid-shield strategy, putting cannon fodder in front of your army to tank the damage with the all-ground stance, while the ranged units are doing all the damage work in aggressive one. By doing this strategy, be mindful that it has the effect that you desire from it, otherwise you will end up feeding your enemy power points. And of course, essential quick example is the farm harassing combined with clamping. By the way, if you haven't seen my first guide about clamping, I suggest you to do so. Putting your troops in aggressive stance when they harass can make the difference between a good harassment and a fair one. Two other important examples that I wanted to showcase are the hero speed boost and the siege range boost. Putting aggressive stance with heroes will grant you plus 10% of damage and plus 10% of speed, so when retreating or attacking, aggressive stance can be very good and decisive. It's also better than all ground, for all ground grants armor, but also reduce less 10% of speed, so you don't want that when retreating in most of the cases. Siege in aggressive gain plus 15% of range, which is huge and can do the difference in a range fight or against a faction like elves, for example. Another example of that is Isengard against men. If men go for ranger spam plus fire arrows, the counters to that are ballistas in aggressive stance. Another example is a stance used with cavalry. Most of the time you use cavalry to trample. When trampling, you don't want to have the aggressive stance put on, for it will reduce your armor and not deal any more damage. You also need to be careful of using all ground, for it reduces your cavalry speed, making the trampling most of the time less effective. Prefer using battle stance when trampling. You can always use the aggressive stance on cavalry archers or when harassing farms. When you have strong units with strong attacks, putting them in all ground in the battle can be a good idea, for they will still deal high damage but will have more armor. Or when you are harassing with elves, wildmen or spires, use the trees to stealth your units by putting them in all ground stance behind the enemy base. That way your adversary will not notice and they will replenish quietly until continuing their harassment. I hope this guide helped you improve on this amazing patch and game. Thank you for watching, and may you find eternal life into the depths of yourself.
May the blessings of elves and men and all free folk go with you.